Thank you for tolerating me for 28 years. I currently serve as the pledge secretary, and I'm chair this year of the stewardship team for our annual pledge drive. If you're like me and you're a member here, this place means something to you. Perhaps it's the Sunday sermons, the music, yay, and the choir. Perhaps it's getting together at coffee time to talk to your friends and learn and meet some people, new people, or some of the many groups or social gatherings we have here each week. Pledge time is the opportunity for us to show what this community means to us. You can see on the board who's pledged. The names are there of people who've pledged. If you'd like to get your name up there, all you have to do is pledge. I actually had someone call me and ask me, how do I get my name up there? So we've raised so far $95,450. Yes. But our goal is $140,000, so we still have a little ways to go. If you're among the 32% or 29 households that have already pledged, we thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yes, you can clap. You've made my life easy. Okay, thank you. If you're among the remaining 68% or 60 households, we need your pledge now. Okay? By making your pledge now, you can help us reach our goal of $140,000, and you will help the Finance Committee and the Board of Trustees determine our budget for 2026 and our ability to search for and hire a new minister. If you still need to make your pledge, there are several ways you can do it before the pledge drive ends on October 31st. You can go to the website, uutampa.org. Linda's been wonderful helping get the word out about the drive, and there is a link. Our theme for this year is Rekindling the Flame, and so there's that link. You can click on that. It will take you to the pledge form, and I don't think it takes 5 minutes, really. Or you'll find the link in the blast each week, and usually at the end of the testimonial of the folks who've been speaking on Sunday, the link is there also on Friday. Or you can see me after church. I have my computer, and I'll be happy to sit with you, and you can make your pledge right then, and when you get out of here, you don't have to worry about a thing. And your name will be up there next week. Thank you so much, all of you, my family, for your continued support of UUCT, not only with your time and talent, but also your treasure. Thank you.
We come to a time for our opening words. Welcome to this space, this sanctuary of peace, where we come to not only create our best selves, but to also do the work of creating a beloved community. We come together today as individuals, much like individual pieces of glass or pottery that are different shapes, sizes, and colors. While our pieces may not always fit neatly together, it is within this sanctuary, guided by our principles, that you find in one another a way to create peace in this space and fill our hearts with love as we create worship together. We'll now light our chalice. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. Now let us come to a place of peaceful reflection as we relax, get comfortable, and open our minds and our hearts. This is going to be kind of a reflective reading. As I read, I'll pause to give you a chance to reflect, but we're going to focus on two words that we use almost every day, at least I do. The first word is ouch. Think about when you might say ouch, okay? The second word is oops. Think about when you might say oops to someone else, or someone might say it to you. Okay, here we go. All right. I receive your ouch with openness and curiosity. I receive your oops with acceptance and empathy. I offer my ouch with hope and trust. I offer my oops with humility and courage. I release my ouch with immeasurable faith. I release my oops with purpose. I release your ouch with promise. I release your oops with eyes and heart open. Take a moment.
Good morning. I'm Lindy Budd, Chair of the Healthy Relations team here at UUCT. Our team includes Karen Zindel, Ed Benedict, and Nancy Williden. When support is requested by an individual or group, the Healthy Relation team has a number of tools that we use to help work through concerns. If requested by the parties involved, the restorative circle would be one of the final steps in the process. Restorative circles are a way for people to come together and discuss conflicts and work toward resolutions. The format is used to bring individuals or groups together to discuss a problem or conflict, find resolutions that benefit everyone in the circle, learn from each other, understand different perspectives, and develop social emotional skills like listening, problem solving, and respecting others. Today, we will present a demonstration through role play of the restorative circle process. So the process has 3 phases. In the first phase, called pre-circle, someone contacts a member of the Healthy Relations team and indicates there's a problem they want to discuss with one or more other people. Let me introduce you to our role players. Ed Benedict in the middle will play the role of the Healthy Relations team facilitator. Jerry Elsenrath will play the role of the initiator, and Doris Ryan is the respondent. Let's take a look at how this pre-circle phase works.
Jerry, I got your call that you would like to talk some more to Doris about some decisions that were made.
Yes, I'm still angry that we were told not to fix the chandelier and we're not allowed to remove the shed. We've done things like that for years. The church spent a lot more money and it did not need to do that.
I'm glad you brought this problem to us. We talked about a couple of things, the chandelier and the shed. Can you tell me what bothers you most about what Doris did?
Well, I guess it's what the board did with the shed, even after I talked to Doris about that and the chandelier. We had people ready to take down that shed, and it would have cost a whole lot less. We've always handled things like this on our own. I know we need to be careful about money. The board suddenly seems to be telling us what we can do and what we can't do, and we never had that before.
Okay, I'm going to contact Doris and see if she's willing to take part in a restorative circle with you. Doris, Jerry contacted the Healthy Relations team and let us know that he wants to talk to you more about how you wanted the shed and the chandelier handled. I know he already talked to you, but he still thinks the situation is not resolved.
Well, Ed, I don't know what more I can say. We already talked about it once. There were so many reasons that we got outside help. But yes, I'll talk with them.
With the conclusion of the pre-circle phase, the restorative circle moves on to the circle phase. In the circle phase, active listening skills are used to help the involved parties come to a better understanding of their viewpoints and find agreeable resolutions.
Jerry, could you tell Doris the things that you would like her to hear?
Sure. Doris, I don't know, I don't think you gave me any answers when I asked you why we weren't allowed to take down the shed. It would have cost so much less to do it that way. We've always done the work in the past.
Well, Jerry, I hear you saying you don't understand why the board didn't want you to remove the shed, especially when you could do it economically.
Jerry, is that what you wanted to hear?
Well, that's part of it. She didn't say anything about why the board is telling us what we can and can't do now. We've always handled things.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed that part. You want to know about something that seems like a change in how we do things at UUCT, is that it?
Yes, it is. So what's the answer?
Doris, could you present your idea now so Jerry can reflect back on them to you?
Well, Jerry, the issue with the shed seemed to be part of the cleanup after the hurricane. At the time, our property insurer had dropped our insurance, and we had no insurance. If anyone was injured, we couldn't file a claim. Our previous insurer had implied that the property was run down, and we wanted to get the shed done to put us in a better position to get our insurance back or get another company to insure us. We used a company to remove the shed that was bonded and insured so we would be safer if anything happened. The same thing was true when the chandelier needed to be fixed. We had no insurance then.
So the whole problem was we had no insurance? I wish somebody would have told me that.
Well, I see you think I didn't make it clear why we were making the decision we did. I thought I did mention the insurance problem. It's also true, though, that church members have been uneasy about buildings and grounds committee members climbing up on a ladder on top of some risers to fix lights 20 feet in the air. I guess maybe nobody wanted to say anything before.
Okay, you're telling me you think you did say something about the insurance issue. And you're saying people were uneasy about us climbing up so high. Okay.
So this process of talking back and forth may go on for several rounds until Jerry and Doris both feel that their viewpoint has been heard and understood. Ed will now ask each party what they would like to offer or request to bring a resolution to the situation based on their new understanding.
What would you like to offer or request to resolve the situation based on what you have learned during this discussion?
Well, I'd like the board to trust us to take care of this place at a lower cost on our own. And now that we have insurance again.
Okay, Jerry, I see that you'd like for buildings and grounds to handle things in-house as far as possible. I'd like you to understand that the board wants to do things economically and will ask for buildings and grounds to handle things themselves whenever possible. We may emphasize safety sometimes, even when you all have a lot of prior experience handling a particular job. I think the board will always tell you why it wants something handled by outside help.
I'm hearing you say you will let us handle things as far as possible, tell us about safety concerns, and discuss when you want someone outside to handle the problem.
So Jerry and Doris were able to come to an understanding of each other's viewpoints through the back and forth process of active listening, responding, and reflecting. The third phase of a restorative circle is called the post-circle phase. In this phase, the facilitator questions the participants about ending the circle. Do they want to plan another meeting to keep talking? Wait and see how things go, then initiate another meeting if needed. So the facilitator plans any follow-ups with the participants.
Jerry and Doris, I'd like to check in with you in a couple of weeks to see if you still feel okay about the discussion today. Would that work out for you?
Sure, you can call me in a couple of weeks. By then, maybe we'll have a chance to see if things are working better. Only a couple of months.
That's fine to check in with me in a couple of weeks. Thank you for setting up this meeting, Ed. I appreciated having a chance to share my perspective and to hear yours as well, Jerry.
This concludes our demonstration of the restorative circle process. The basics of a restorative circle don't require a formal meeting. It's about taking time to listen to one another, understanding viewpoints, and working together to find an agreeable option. By practicing reflective listening, we become more confident that we can listen, hear accurately, and collaborate with others to develop our community. The benefits are greater understanding, connection, and competence. The Healthy Relations team offers sharing reflections opportunities every other month after church service to practice reflective listening. We hope you'll join us. If you have a concern with another individual or group in our church, the Healthy Relations team is available to help. Thank you to our role players.
Pat Keller.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Pat Keller, and this is why I am a UU. Well, first off, I experienced 13 years of Catholic education, grade school all the way through high school in Lafayette, Indiana. And this was in the 50s and 60s, when some of the nuns were very mean and some of the priests were imperfect. There were many good things that I learned. For instance, how to spell, how to diagram sentences, and how to master multiplication tables. And as far as morality goes, we learned thou shalt not cheat, steal, or lie. And those are positive things that remain burned in my brain. And we had daily religion classes where we were taught the difference between mortal sins and venial sins. I had to tally them up before I went to confession, because if you died with a mortal sin on your soul, you would go to hell. But venial sins just condemned you to purgatory. So, but I'm not bitter, no, you can tell. I had deep, troubling thoughts and felt guilty often. I had questions, but I didn't dare ask for explanations. But the one teaching that really cinched my disbelief was the rule that if an infant died without being baptized, they would be condemned to limbo, which is, according to the Catholic Church, a place of natural happiness. And yet it is also a dance, too. But it seemed to me that if there were really a loving God, surely a newborn baby would not be deprived of heaven because no one got them baptized before an unexpected death. So then when I was about 12 years old, I was at the point that I just did not believe what I was being taught in religion class. A few years later, about 1961, when I was 15, I read an article in, was either Coronet Magazine or Reader's Digest, about the Unitarians and the Universalist churches merging. The UU principles and philosophies at age 12, 15, made sense to me. Then in my senior year of high school, we had Catholic family living, and that is, the point was to prepare us for married life according to the Catholic Church. And seriously, there are so many things you cannot do pertaining to sex in the Catholic marriage. So you probably didn't know that, but you know, I did. Several years later, I moved to Clearwater, Florida. I drove by a UU church on Nursery Road, and I remembered the Unitarian Universalist name, and eventually I attended a service. It turned out to be just what I wanted. My children were young, and I wanted more helpful, logical, and compassionate church education than what I had experienced. The UU Church in Clearwater had a great RE program, and the teens were offered a much better sex education class than I could ever have managed. I joined the Clearwater Church in 1980. Over the years, I've enjoyed the fringe benefits of the UU denomination, which are events like swim. And swim back in the day was at Awassa Bower Park in Homestead. It was heavily attended at that time and so much fun. That's where I met Kay Cahalan, Liz Blue, Carolyn Adler, Chris Woodard, Grant Wilson, Diana Stevens, Candy Gale, and Jerry Elzenrath, and many more. In addition, one of my favorite places is the Mountain Camp and Conference Center in Highlands, North Carolina. They have conferences and programs of all kinds. My daughter Molly went to mountain camp there, starting at age 11, and eventually became a counselor. She hiked the Appalachian Trail, and she says it was one of the greatest experiences of her life. So over the years, I found my UU acquaintances and friends to be more interesting than those I was surrounded by in my Irish Catholic childhood. I loved the difference. In 1997, I moved to Tampa because of my job, and soon I joined the Tampa Church. This UU church is full of folks who are open and accepting of others, and they are heavily involved in social activism, and I'm very happy to be here. Oh, and before I leave, just please remember to submit your pledge so we can continue doing good things and paying the bills along the way. Thank you.
We have our closing words now. We leave this gathered community, but we don't leave our connection, our concerns, our care for each other. Our service to each other, to the world, and to our faith continues. Until we are together again, friends, be strong, be well, be true, be loving.